Hello, everybody. I hope you're keeping well today. I hope all is good and life is improved. I'm feeling a lot better today than I have been in the last few days, and I now understand what the psychic supercell was about. It was a build up. You see, like I said, the supercell has two aspects to it. One is that there's something huge in the background that's frightening the most powerful forces on earth, that's causing neuroses that will come down the line. And secondly, the Renfielding by, sort of like bottom feeders who's the hidden terror of the establishment is expressed in the mass hysteria of the bottom feeders. So like the artistic truthers and stuff like those types, and the other like the scum of the internet, and they're still at it, but they've no power, those people anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, but I was just going to say something. They're actually going. When I say they're still at it, they're attacking what I'm going to talk about next already, like wild savages, because their Abrahamic minds can't function any other way. Now, yes, last night and this morning I watched the film Died Suddenly, and I have to say it's magnificent. It absolutely blew my mind away. Now, the autistic moron truthers out there who say things like, well, we've learned nothing new. No, you fucking morons. It's not for you. That film wasn't made for you. It wasn't, it's not to remain in the ghetto, the truth ghetto. It's made for the average person to see the film and finally and wake up and see what it's all about. That's who it's for. It's not for you. It's not for people who sit there going, "Oh, it's Samhain the devil," that kind of thing. Though it's not for you in your world. It's for where the world that can be actually changed in the normal sphere, not in your tard sphere. And therefore, that film is made for those people in mind. It's made for the average person who has nothing, doesn't really know anything about this information, or has been told that everyone's a conspiracy theorist, and it's all conspiracy, and that they will see it, and then it starts. It's very clever editing. It starts out by showing all kinds of conspiracy theories with some excellent music, I have to say, and this then goes into something very serious and very well presented in terms of evidence and the people that they put on the film itself. It's seriously impressive, actually. You see, this is the problem with the whole truth movement. It's really become a truth ghetto, and it's full of people who are just circle jerking themselves, saying the same things over and over again, and and expecting the world to change. And when something like this comes along that does have that, it will have this enormous paradigm shift in terms of, changing things for the better and hurting the globalists. Because once this cat's out of the bag, they can't get rid of it. And it really is the film pulls no punches, especially towards the end, the way it goes after the celebrities, which is particularly beautiful. But it pulls no punches, and it's quite raw and visceral. And it's very, very well made and edited. And this is very important for us, because it shows that all of us who are called all kinds of names actually had the real science behind us all along. And that's what it presents. It presents the things that stopped us from being stupid. The things like the blank sheet on the needlecraft box insert saying, basically saying, we don't have any data to show you. The whole thing. It's very powerful, and it's not for us that have people like who know all this stuff. It's not. It's not that. It's not. Oh, we've seen this stuff before. Yeah, you've seen this stuff before, but the average Joe down the road hasn't. Do you understand? You see this? That's, and they're not. If they're not going on with that, they're going on about like, oh, it's its own sins, its own satanic, the usual stuff. They have these. They're Abrahamic black and white infantile minds can't see beyond a biblical, rabbinical, good or bad mindset. You're either a sinner or a saint, with us or against us. There's no such thing as a grey area in the minds of these people. I'll give you an example. Elon Musk. Is Elon Musk a great guy? I don't know. Is he on our side? Probably not. Is he helping us? Absolutely. Why is it helping us? Who knows? Do I care? No. Why? Because he's helping us. He's helping us. No matter what way, since his takeover of Twitter, no matter who way and what way you couldn't change it, he's helped us. Yeah, I know all about all this other shit and all the other things, his AI stuff and all that stuff. He's helped us, okay? Whether it's by default or by purpose, I don't care. I don't care. Do you understand? That's how a non-Abrahamic mind thinks. You judge people, situations, and things in the totality of the whole, and not in individual things. That's how the truthers are. The truthers have these autistic, simple, childlike minds, where everything is reduced to one or two things, and that becomes the factor of the totality. And then they wonder why in real life they have no friends. Then they wonder in real life why their families don't talk to them. Then they wonder in real life why they're considered they're complaining they're social outcasts, and put memes up on social media saying, when you, like someone standing on a beach alone looking out to sea, when you wake up it's the loneliest place in the world when you try to tell people. Yeah, you know something, I have the same number of friends that I did before I went out there public, okay? I've got more obviously, but I've got the same number of friends. I've lost no family members, and I've lost no one. Why? I'll tell you why. It's because of the delivery method. Okay, I never went around people going, the Illuminati, Samhain, the devil, and all this stuff. Yeah, they're being destroyed. I never did that. I never did that. So by not doing that, I've managed to bring people that would have never come along with me. Why? It's not just charisma and personality, it's delivery. And if you have something that you think will benefit mankind as a whole, such as my early work on psychopathy, you have to deliver it in a way that presents it to people, so ordinary people who've never been experienced this stuff before. This is what I've learned from my background in corporate communications. You have to learn how to convey a universal message in the true universal sense, and Died Suddenly does that. It does that sublimely. Okay, this is the watershed we've been waiting for. This film will trickle out into the world. Even if they pull it off all the channels people download, it'll never go away. That cat is not out of the bag. And I really do believe that they're now... I was watching some of the videos from Davos and from Indonesia, and the globalists are not happy. And also Bill Gates has been very kind of missing lately. They're not happy. There's a certain sense of, you could see it. They were trying to big each other like a motivational session. But you could see it was over. It's over. Their whole plans, everything. And this film beautifully introduced that without rubbing it down your face, you know? It just shows something, and it's beautifully edited in terms of how it does. It's actually it's a master. If you guys out there want to make truth videos, this is a masterclass in it. It shows things like, it doesn't rag, it doesn't go, it delivers in the way normies know, except, understand documentaries. And therefore, it shows things like, it shows Prince Charles and Prince Philip talking about the Great Reset, cuts in Justin Trudeau. It doesn't have to go on a long-winded profile of how, Dan Andrews in Australia is a shape-shifting lizard. It doesn't do that. What it simply shows is that it charts shocking, powerful graphics. I mean, really, this is how you convey. Those of you who are studying communications in college, watch this film. Stunning graphics that show charts showing infant mortality and fetal mortality, unborn babies having heart attacks, and showing how Australia is worse than any other country combined, and all other countries combined are horrible. And it just follows the Australian chart down. You don't need to sit there going, Dan Andrews is a shape-shifting lizard and reptilian. They become guilty by the association. It's actually it's actually quite a magical process. There's a lot of a magical kind of thing. Oh, they're going now. Oh, it's magic. It's satanic. It's Samhain, the devil. I can see them all doing that now because I said that. But it uses a lot of a lot of the visual tricks, a lot of the enchantment and bedazzlement that's quite common in magic in a positive way to help fucking save the world. Now it would be absolutely a horrible film for someone who's, you know, fully foghorn, leghorn, and boy I say boy to watch. But and I don't blame them for not wanting to see it. But the fact that they're afraid to see it is enough. Do you understand? The fact that they're afraid to see it is enough. You know, you guys out there, not the tribe, I know you're not like that. But so many of you have to, or you know, all seen, might be watching this. You have to stop this black and white thinking. It's ruining the message, and it's also ruining your personal lives. This is why you go on a rampage about Illuminati and, you know, star forts because you think they're spaceships and all kinds of other crap. And then the next morning you wake up and you've lost 40 friends off your Facebook list. You've got to do it in such a way that you wake up in the morning and you've got 40 more people than you had yesterday. And you do it the way I've done it. You deliver the message with a combination of entertainment, satire, very important. You see, this is one of the reasons from very early on days I knew I was in trouble with the old scene, is because so many of them didn't understand that's what satire was. When they saw me doing characters or telling jokes or doing Anto and Deco and things like that, they thought I was mentally ill. They don't grasp satire. I'm supposed to sit there with a miserable, tormented look on my face going, it's the end of the world. Uh, I'm not going to do that. That's not my style, and it's not the end of the world. So I'm not going to do it, okay? That's why you're still here. That's why, like, I always ask yourself, when you watch someone's video delivering this kind of information, do you want to feel worse off or better off after the end of the video? Even when the information is bad and it has to be delivered, you don't want to walk away with a sense of utter defeat and despondency. What did I say to you for the last 2.5 years? What we have, we hold. Was I wrong? Was I wrong? Was I wrong to ask you to do that? I told you in the bleakest, darkest parts, it's a ruse. Don't fall for it. It's a ruse. Don't get that thing in your arm. It's a ruse. Something will happen, and they'll eventually end most of the restrictions overnight, and that's exactly what happened. And what happened was Putin. That's what happened. But something happened. What we had, we held. And in the end, we had the same amount of rights as people who were fully needlecrafted. And that was only because of your courage. Your courage and me playing a small part in trying to motivate you every day. That's what did it. That's why you don't have particles in your blood that looks like dirt and filth. You want to see some of the stuff in these films. That you don't have calamari Lovecraftian entities filling up your arteries. You held out against that. What you had, you held. Always tell yourself that. Now, if I was here going, Illuminati, satanic pedophiles, we're all doomed, I guarantee you that 90% of you on here would have went out and said, fuck it, the world is hopeless, roll up my arm. I want my life back. But I wasn't going to lose anyone on my watch. I wasn't going to lose one single person on my watch. If I could help it. Of course I can't help it, but I wasn't going to. If there was a way to stop people. I knew it. It was a spiritual battle from day one. And that's what I loved about the Died Suddenly film, is that it very much puts it towards the end, particularly when it talks about the horrors regarding babies and stuff like that, and mothers losing children and miscarriages. The way towards the end, the way it brings in that we're dealing with pure evil. Evil that's probably not, like we've never dealt with before. And I put that to you. I knew that from day one. I knew this was. But I also know that evil within itself has the mechanism of its own destruction. And it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game because evil always destroys itself in the end. Like black magic, it works fantastically effective in the short term, collapses in the long term. That's what happens with that's what happens with black magic, and we've been subjected to black magic.